Hey guys, welcome back to Music Talk with John. So recently got a call from a lady and sorry, I'm out of breath. I'm carrying a lot of albums upstairs here. I got a call the other day from a lady and she's like, oh, I spoke to you like 4 or 5 years ago. And she said you were helping a friend or you're at a friend's yard sale when she was moving and you mentioned albums and you left your number. And I just happen to be moving now and I want to get my albums, I want to make sure they go to a good place, get rid of the albums. And whew, wow, not fun. It's good exercise though. I'm supposed to get with my recovery here. So, man. Anyway, so she's like, "Are you still interested?" I'm like, "Yeah, let me go look at them." So she had a lot of albums, so many. I picked up quite a few of them, over 100, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and break this video down in a couple different videos so we don't have an hour-long video. But there's some pretty cool stuff in here. Some known stuff that's not hard to get a hold of, and then some bands I've never even heard of before. So I figured this would be the first video, and I'll just start showing it to you guys. The the album covers, they are rough. They've seen some wear and love, but the albums themselves are in pretty damn good shape. Haven't played any of them yet, but they're clean. Every once in a while, not even a scratch, I'll see like like a smudge kind of thing, and that usually doesn't affect the play. So I think with some cleaning and all that, these are going to make some nice albums here. So the first one I have here is this one. Which way does it go? Not even sure. I think it's supposed to go this way. Is this the front of it? Because I always know this picture. It's the Grateful Dead. I think this is the live. This is the live tour 72, which they reissued not too long ago. Europe 72, and I hear this is a really good set, so I'm going to give this a listen. I'm not sure how it's supposed to go. It looks like it's this way. Really weird. So it's a triple gatefold, and there's nothing in there. It's pretty wild, but it looks like it's supposed to. Where's the writing? Go this way. So I'm guessing this is the cover of the album. That's the cover. And if for some reason when you flip it, it's upside down. So Grateful Dead craziness going on. But this is I believe, a 2 album set. What we have here? Side one, 6. So it's 3 albums in here. And like I said, they're in good shape. I don't know if some of these even have like some artwork or posters or whatever going on in there. There's one, two, there's 2 albums there. Looks like it's the original sleeve. Yeah, I don't think there's anything extra in there as far as, nope. So 3 albums, don't see any posters or anything there, but that's the first one. So I'm interested. It's one I always hear about. I can't remember if this is Glenn Kellaway's a Grateful Dead fan, and I can't remember if he said that's one of his favorites or not, but I've heard that's a favorite among Dead fans. Then they had a Grateful Dead, Wake of the Flood. Seen this before. This almost doesn't seem like a Grateful Dead cover to me. It seems more like a Moody Blues or something cover, you know. So, but it's Grateful Dead. Not sure what's on this one. I have seen it before. Looks like it might have been a cutout at one point. Got the corner cut off, so it could have been a cutout bin item. Albums in there, but I don't see any posters or anything. Then I picked up it's Jerry Garcia Reflections. Looks like another cutout there. And the lady I got this from, she was at Woodstock. It's kind of cool. It's like she's talking about seeing Joe Cocker and said, "You see Hendrix?" She goes, "Yeah, I saw Hendrix." And I'm like, "Wow, that's cool." So this is Jerry Garcia. Looks like there's 2 albums in here. No, there's something extra in here, I guess. Well, there's a second sleeve here. And it comes with this. Looks like songs and credits, personnel kind of thing in there. So it's kind of neat to see the original stuff still floating around. Not sure what's on this. I barely ventured into the Grateful Dead, so I definitely haven't ventured into Jerry Garcia. Yeah, it seems like this is another cutout here. Grateful Death, Grateful Dead, Steal Your Face. And I've seen this before. Don't know, don't know much about it. Shows a bunch of live pictures in there. Um, it's looks like a 2 album set. Let's see if there's anything fancy in here. Kind of discovering the albums. The lady was really patient. She let me go through. Like I said, the covers, these covers, aren't the best, and there are some seam splits and stuff, but the albums are so clean. So I'm like, you can't pass that up. Um, if it's about the music, then you know, and they're not the worst I've ever seen either. So anyway, Grateful Dead, the best of Skeletons from the Closet. There you go. Here's the backside. And I don't know if there's anything fancy in here. Doesn't look like it. No. And then the Jerry Garcia Band, another little cutout. Cats Under the Stars. I haven't seen this album before. So, and nothing fancy in there. Then, of course, you got some Rod Stewart. There you go. Belongs Have More Fun. What was on this? The Best Days of My Life. Do You Think I'm Sexy is on here. Do Attractive Female Wanted. Yeah, I guess Do You Think I'm Sexy on here. So this probably won't be one of my favorite Rod Stewart albums. But it was clean, so you never know. Just one I went with. This Rod Stewart Absolutely Live. Haven't heard of this one before. It looks like it's a one, two, three, four, two album. Excuse me. Looks like it's a 2 album set produced by Rod Stewart. There's your inside. And so it just looks specially priced. Live 2 record set includes Guess I'll Always Love You, The Great Pretender. Okay, but it has The Stripper. I don't remember that song. Tonight I'm Yours, Sweet Little Rock and Roller, Hot Legs, Tonight's the Night, Gonna Be Alright. No, that one. The Great Pretender. I'm assuming that's the classic song there. Passion, Young Turks is on here, Maggie May's on here, so it's worth checking out. I don't know, it's Warner Brothers label, and don't think there's any, nope, no extras in there. This one's a great album, one of my favorite Rod Stewart's albums. Never a Dull Moment, just a really good album. Has True Blue, Italian Girls, Angel. I think that's is that the Hendrix one? You Wear It Well, great song. I'd Rather Go Blind, Etta James, Twisting the Night Away. So it's a good album. Folds out like that. And then the whole front cover deal. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't think it has anything extra in it. Where is it? This is another one of those weird ones. It folds around, but the album's in here. And nope. Looks like it's just the album in there. So anyway, Never Dull Moment. It's a good album. Then I have Faces, and this one's cool. Just saw somebody talk about this the other day, where it was the actual album cover has a hole in it where you can see the label in there, and I'd never seen one before. Just maybe Robert Fiffin or somebody made a video the other day where they talked about that. And I'm like, all of a sudden now I have one where you can see the album label right through there. But this is the Faces. As Kenny Jones, Ronnie Lane, Ian McLaughlin, Rod Stewart, and Ronnie Wood. And I can't even read the back. The glare is really strange. Yeah, it's weird. But anyway, a friend of mine said this is a good album. I'm gonna check it out. It's clean, so I'm gonna enjoy playing, and it's just kind of neat. It's kind of a different looking album than I'm used to. Then this is definitely one of my favorite Stewart albums. Every Picture Tells a Story. This is in good condition. I want to say the one I have is more of a gatefold thing. It folds here, and then it has a perforated line that starts ripping. Pretty sure that's the one I have. Nothing extra inside, but let's see. Maggie May's on here. Reason to Believe's on here. I'm Losing You. Great Mandolin Wind. I mean, just great album, beginning to end. It's awesome. Then this one I believe I liked. I just had a bad copy of it one time, and it's weird because it's like, is this the front? Is that the front? Is that the front? Is that the front? I don't know. If you look at it with the spine, that's not the spine. I don't know. They don't even really put on the spine, so I guess it just you get to figure it out. What's the front? What's the back? Night on the Town, Slow Side and Fast Side. Tonight's the Night, Gonna Be All Right. First Cut is the Deepest. Fool for You, Killing Floor, Ball Trap, Pretty Flamingo. So I remember this. I kind of like this album. I'm pretty sure. But I remember I had like 3 or 4 Rod Stewart albums at that time, and none of them really played well, so let them go. Anyway, the next one here is Going Home by 10 Years After Their Greatest Hits. Not really, I've heard of the band. Maybe I've heard a hit or two, not even sure, but I'll give them a chance. Hear Me Calling, Going to Try, Love Like a Man, No Title, I Woke Up This Morning, Woodchopper's Ball, I'm Going Home. Now, this is a greatest hits, and there's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven songs. These must be like some jams going on or something in there. Nothing fancy inside, but you can see, like, there's wear here and all that, but the albums are fine, and I don't know. So she said she moved a lot, so that's probably why the wear occurred on the album covers. But they took pretty dang good care of their albums. Then this is 10 years after again, A Space and Time of that album. There's the back. Um, yeah, it's kind of cool too. It has Radio City Music Shop, 64 Main Street, Hempstead. I like stuff like that. Gives you a little history on your album. It's kind of neat. Um, I'd love to change the world. And I keep thinking Beatles when I hear that. I love, it's a song, right, where they say something about your world or whatever. But I got to see if I know that song. Everybody says you'll know that song. So we'll see. Jethro Tull Okalung. I have a really good copy of this, so this is probably going to be going. I have like one of those anniversary editions that are really good. It does have like an insert with looks like lyrics, maybe some credits. So that's kind of cool. I like all those little extras that you get in albums sometimes. And there's a couple neat ones here where there's some stuff in there I'll be showing you in the next videos. Then Jethro Tull, Too Old to Rock and Roll, Too Young to Die. There you go. I don't think I've ever seen this album by Jethro Tull. And nothing fancy, but it is a gatefold and it has cool cartoons going on it. There you go. And let's see, Jethro Tull Benefit. So you got some stand-up characters there. I think I've seen this cover before. Not 100%. I'm not big. I like some Jethro Tull, but I haven't done a deep dive into them. It's not a gatefold, and it doesn't have anything fancy in there. Then Jethro Tull Stormwatch. Lines join in fate, discord, and the Stormwatch brews. A concert of kings as the white sea snaps at the heels of a soft prayer whispered. Okay, this has to be 80s or something. Don't see a date. This just feels 80s, right? Doesn't feel 70s, 80s, 90s, something later, right? So there's that. Don't see a date on it. Probably staring me right in the face, but don't know. But I have that one. And then one of their concept album, Thick as a Brick. A lot of people like this. Honestly, I haven't really given this album a fair shake. It looks like there's stuff in here, like this paper. Looks like the paper comes out. Or is that the album? I don't know. The paper's glued. Okay. See if I can show you. So it goes like this, and then this drops down, and this paper's glued in here. I guess you can read it once you open it up. So it's like a whole newspaper thing. So that's kind of cool. And your album's in there. Nothing extra, but that's kind of cool. I don't think I ever knew that about that album. Then two more. Leslie West, Mountain. Boom. I know this guy was on the Howard Stern show a lot, all the way up to the end. Kind of disappeared for a while, and then passed away. I think he had some like diabetes issues. I think he lost a leg at one time. This has Radio City Music on there. Pretty cool. But I'll give this a listen. I've always been interested in Mountain and Leslie West. I know he's a really good guitar player, so I have to give him a shot. And nothing real fancy in there. And then Mountain, Nantucket Sleigh Ride. That one. Just never heard of it. There's the back of it. And Don't Look Around. I can't really, the font on here is hard to read. Nantucket Sleigh Ride, My Lady. So, not sure. Is this a gatefold? Gatefold. Here's your gatefold. There you go. So, this is kind of cool to grab. Like I said, I got these at a really good price. So that's part one of the stacks. I have one, two, three, I have four more stacks over there. So I'll be doing four more videos. I didn't want to put it all in one because this one's like almost 15 minutes. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you know anything about that music or those bands, let me know because it's a lot of new stuff to me. So until next time, hope you enjoy your music and you take care out there. All right. Bye.